Thank you so much, Chiara. By way of introduction, my 5 minutes, the key words of this panel number 3 are dignity of work, participation in community, care for creation. Just a few comments. Dignity of work. It is the Laborem Extensus by John Paul II, a masterpiece on this, because in that encyclical, for the first time, it is clearly stated the distinction between the 2 dimensions of work, the acquisitive dimension and the expressive dimension. In other words, the acquisitive dimension, Pope means the fact that by means of work, we acquire the purchasing power, as the economist would say, by the necessity. And to this dimension corresponds the concept of just work. Work is just when it's commensurate to allow everybody to have a life. But then there is also the expressive dimension, which most of the time is forgotten. Because expressive means that we human beings, we express our potential, what Aristotle called eudaimonia, flourishing, by means and through the work. And to this dimension, the corresponding concept is that of decent work. And in that encyclical, you will find the word decent work. So it is not enough that the work should be just, but it has also to be decent. And that is a major acquisition. Or the other word which appears in this panel is participation in community. But I already said yesterday in my intervention that this means taking into consideration the principle of subsidiarity, but the true principle of subsidiarity, not what is most of the time when people intend subsidiarity as delegation of power. That is not subsidiarity. If you want people to participate in the life of the community, we have to take it very seriously. Finally, care for creation, and that is a topical argument. And a real Green Deal, we know that the European Commission was the first major institution at the world level to take already last year by the president of the Commission this initiative. Perhaps what is not yet very clear is that the so-called traverse analysis. In other words, the transition towards a green economy or a green society is not instantaneous, and that is obvious. But what is even more true is that during the transition, certain social groups will gain, other social groups will lose. So unless we prepare what is called a traverse model, what is the risk? That those social groups or those countries which are doomed to lose from the transition, they will make a sort of a political coalition in order to stop the process of decision making. And that is what appears in many countries, including my own country, Italy. So that is why we need to be intelligent enough. It's not enough to indicate the telos. Telos in Greek means the ultimate purpose. But we need also to pay attention to methodos. Methodos in Greek means the way to bring us towards the final end. Otherwise, we will run into. So I have reason to believe that during the contribution of this panel, in one way or the other, will clarify as that is still yet my expectation, this concept. Thank you very much, Chiara, and now you are the chair.